on, dude. Fight a real fight. You're still trying to protect your O? Yes, you're 50-0 on paper, but people know you've lost. Shit, your own father said you lost against me back when we fought. And what's crazy is that people don't know that we had a rematch clause for 1 year.
I want a real fight, so he signed what I signed. He signed a real fight, and I signed a real fight, and he got his advance. So there's no reason to make excuses of that. So that's true.
Floyd "Money" Mayweather has taken everyone by surprise with what may be the boldest decision of his career. It could also prove to be the biggest gamble he has ever made. The promotion for Floyd versus Manny II had been presented as a legitimate professional bout, offering Manny Pacquiao the opportunity to avenge the outcome of their 2015 meeting while putting Mayweather's flawless 50-0 record at risk. However, during a recent appearance in front of the media, Floyd was asked about the highly anticipated rematch. Floyd, first of all, everyone is talking about Maypac 2 at the Sphere. What is it like knowing that the event is expected to take place there, and how are you feeling about stepping into that fight?
Yeah, first of all, Maypac 2 at Sphere. What part did being at the Sphere kind of play in you taking that fight?
Well, as of right now, we don't know exactly where the fight is going to be at. We don't know the location of the fight. The Sphere is one of the places that they talked about. So we don't know if it's 100% going to be there. And this is not actually a fight, it's an exhibition.
Okay.
So we're going to do it again, and hopefully we're going to entertain the people.
Right. And as far as that, what's it going to be like fighting him again, like 11 years later now?
It's just, I never really took any abuse, in the sport of boxing. Still extremely healthy, work out every day. And, I got an exhibition with Mike Tyson also, another exhibition in Greece. So if I'm just sitting at home and I'm just working out every day, spending time with my grandson and spending time with my children, I said, why not go out, have a little fun.
Many analysts believe this is much more than a minor change in wording. In their view, it signals that the entire deal may have fallen apart. As a result, a growing number of observers are now questioning whether Floyd ever intended to compete in a genuine professional fight from the very beginning.
Manny, by chance, did you see what Floyd said? I think he might saying that he feels it's an exhibition and not a real fight.
Is that what's his feeling? But he signed a real fight.
So it's for sure.
Yes, the contract we signed is a real fight.
Real fight. Okay. Yeah, because I know he said those things.
I want to fight an exhibition.
No exhibition. It's either real fight or nothing.
Yeah, it's a real fight.
Yeah. The Sphere still in Las Vegas?
That's the contract that he signed.
Yeah. Okay, so it's still happening then.
Just to remember that.
But it's still on. It's still happening.
Oh yeah, we did sign the contract already. So
yeah.
There's no reason
why it wouldn't.
Why wouldn't?
Yeah. All right. Look good. You look already in shape. What adjustments do you think you're gonna make for the rematch? Adjustments compared to the first fight.
I have the improved and better strategy compared to the last one.
I know it's something you've been wanting for a very long time. I know you felt that that first fight wasn't, the best of you, right?
Yeah. This time, no excuse.
Sooner or later, it was expected that the Golden Boy would weigh in on the situation. Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather's longtime rival and one of his most outspoken critics online, used his clapback segment to take direct aim at Mayweather's latest explanation. He argued that the issue was not simply whether Floyd was broke. Instead, he accused him of being a con artist and claimed his entire career had been built around avoiding the rematches fans wanted to see. Oscar did not stop there, going on to question the credibility of Mayweather's undefeated 50-fight record. He also brought Floyd Mayweather Sr. into the discussion, suggesting his remarks weakened Floyd's victory over the head of Golden Boy Promotions. De La Hoya then reminded everyone that Floyd stepped away from boxing for 1 year and 1 day, arguing that the timing was chosen specifically to avoid.
Oh, what's up, guys? I wasn't going to do a clapback, but all the news on Mayweather, Pacquiao, potentially falling apart. I mean, I have to say this. Mayweather, come on, dude. Fight a real fight. You're still trying to protect your O? Yes, you're 50-0 on paper, but people know you've lost. Shit, your own father said you lost against me back when we fought. And what's crazy is that people don't know that we had a rematch clause for 1 year. And what do? Your pussy ass retires for 1 year and 1 day. Bro, ever since I got beat up by Manny Pacquiao in my last fight, I've wanted to fight every single day, but I couldn't because I wasn't right. Physically, emotionally, I just wasn't right. All that depression, all that shit that I had within my spirit. But now these last 5 years, I've put in the work, man. Woo! I did a lot of work and I feel happy. I feel at peace. And you know what? A man at peace is a dangerous fucking man. I can fucking take on King Kong if I want and beat his ass. Shit, I'll even fight Jake Paul.
According to De La Hoya, this situation reflects a much larger pattern that has been developing throughout the sport. He believes that by refusing to commit to a professional fight with Manny Pacquiao, Floyd is placing greater importance on protecting his undefeated record than on how future generations of fans will remember his legacy. In De La Hoya's view, the issue is about far more than business decisions alone.
Going into that fight,
Man, supposedly, like, I'm just wondering 2 weeks before the fight, like, if I'm going to postpone it or not, because I'm so bothered with my shoulder. But the thing is, I'm worried about the fans because the ticket is sold out. The fan is already there in Las Vegas waiting for the fight. Like, the whole world is very excited for that fight. And I'm thinking, like, and then you're going to announce, like, the fight is postponed like that. And they were, dismayed, like, I mean.
tell me about that fight a little bit. Just being in there with Floyd being in there with you. Like, what was the experience like being there in the ring fighting him finally?
It's good, but despite all those things, but then after the fight, right after the fight, I went to the hospital and got operated with my
Yeah, you got an operation. Yeah. I remember you posted a picture of video.
Yeah. It really hurt.
Yeah.
After the operation, after
I've
1
had
day,
it. I've had it. I've had a shoulder surgery. The rehab is terrible too. The rehabilitation.
Like, how many months? Like, it's really hard.
Was he better or worse than you thought he was?
Who?
Floyd Mayweather, when you fought him. Were you like, this is what I thought, or was it better or worse?
No, that's his style. Like, I knew it. But the thing is, I'm expecting that I won the fight because he didn't throw a lot of punches. I throw a lot of punches. And I review the compi box, like slow motion from first round to 12 rounds. I slow motion it, like how many punches get connected and how many punches of him he connected. I won like two rounds from him, but I understand that's boxing. I'm not complaining or making just it happened that way. It happened to me many times, like the Jeff Horn, Bradley won, like the Bradley fight, like.
The company's CEO, Joe Sam Thursday, responded by saying he has what he considers solid documentation to support his claims. In his statement, he maintained that Floyd did not rely on.
There's been a lot of confusion that's going on. I know that there's been some tweets that's been presented on our end. Yeah. And obviously there's quotes from you kind of saying that, hey, one, this is not an exhibition, and two, the fight is still on. So could we just start from kind of, I guess, both angles on the exhibition, true not, and is the fight still going on?
All right, so it's never been an exhibition. It was never an exhibition. It was never discussed as an exhibition. There were no talks of an exhibition. The contracts, not contract, contracts, multiple contracts signed on various different dates, okay, and we're always for a pro fight. So this is for a pro fight. It was always a pro fight. Floyd's been aware that it's been a pro fight from day one. He's been involved from his side with his management on the negotiations, on the economics, back end, front end, all of that stuff. So no chance ever to.
According to sources within the boxing industry, the dispute could have significant legal implications. Members of Pacquiao's team claim they have documented evidence, including IP records and device identification data, which they say links Floyd's electronic signatures to official contracts for a sanctioned professional bout. During a widely shared interview, representatives from Pacquiao's camp argued that Mayweather is now trying to avoid risking his undefeated record, maintaining that if the plan had always been an exhibition, those professional agreements would never have been completed. As the disagreement continues, tensions keep building.
Again, Floyd fighting in his exhibition versus Mike Tyson in the Congo to get ready for this. That's on April 25th. And like we saw a second ago, Manny takes his on April 18th from the Thomas & Mack Arena in Vegas. So this must have been planned in the works before they even announced the exhibition fights, right? And again, Floyd's got a tough one. Ruslan is a former world champion. It's a 10-round welterweight fight. That's not the same exhibition that Floyd is doing. They don't even have rounds yet for the Floyd and Mike Tyson deal. Minutes, none of that. This is a 10-round exhibition, but it's a fight because Ruslan's a bad mother. But this was all it had to have been set up, put in play for those two to come together in September. They needed a tune-up fight for each of them. That wasn't going to count against them on their records. Hopefully no one gets knocked out in those two exhibition fights. And again, they're two of the best of all time. They could probably avoid it. Then they come out in September and have one final go at it. I told you guys, Floyd is going broke, and there's no other clear explanation other than, we can look through the court documents of him versus Showtime, but missing $340 million, being years and years behind on his taxes. That's clearly the motivation for this. And because Floyd, obviously, he is one of the best of all time. So if he still can do it, do it. But Mike Tyson, followed by Manny Pacquiao, will get you out of a lot of financial bad situations and bad decision making. So this is why I think Floyd is doing this more than anything else, leveraging his 50-0 career, because that will bring in the viewership, and Netflix being the partner here. This, I don't know if it's going to approach it, but if there was a matchup to beat Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul on Netflix, seeing as, again, it was 11 years ago, but 4.2 million pay-per-view buys, and seeing as the casual audience doesn't really give a shit if you're 58 years old Mike Tyson, if you're Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul, the competitiveness of that fight wasn't really.
As the contract dispute continues to escalate, another major issue has emerged involving Floyd's financial position. Reports credited to leading sports media outlets, including ESPN, suggest that Mayweather not only agreed to the deal, but may have already received a portion of the scheduled payment. According to those reports, sources indicate that he
really falling on the side of Mayweather, since apparently he already signed the contracts, the deal was already done, he took some advances apparently, on the actual agreed upon terms of the contract, and now there's a little bit of confusion. Apparently, he's been given till today, Thursday, to rectify this and actually move forward with the original agreed upon terms of the contract. So this is an interesting topic, Paulie. Some new information that we touched on this week, and this is one of those things. It's going to be a rolling bout of news as we get more and more related to this. But we do have a little bit more confirmation on where the battle lines have been drawn in terms of what the muddy agreements have been. What are you thinking about this situation, champ?
Guys, I think that this is just a selling point. I think ultimately Mayweather has to agree to whatever the contract is. If it's a fight, I think one of the comments the other day really made a point that one of the comments in our chat made a point that has really stuck with me. Mayweather has to know the terms he agreed to. Come on, you can't just sign something and not know those terms. He's got to know that if it is in fact it has to be a fight, then he would do this, and he knows he's got to go through with a fight. He may just be saying this just to sell the fight in general, just to sell it as, make it a talking point, make it a controversial point, so that people want to wind up talking about it more. It becomes a topic of discussion, and then from that perspective, people, end up watching. More people end up watching it because it becomes more of a polarizing topic of conversation. So I don't know. I see this eventually getting straightened out. I think it has to. I mean, Floyd has to fight right now. I think Mayweather probably wants to fight right now. Mayweather wants to fight and probably has to fight right now. And
within the boxing business, taking an advance from a fight purse is often seen as a red flag, suggesting financial urgency that contrasts sharply with the wealthy image Floyd has spent years building. If the fight is ultimately called off because of a contract violation attributed to his side, he could lose the remaining balance of his purse. In addition, he might also be obligated to repay any money that was issued to him in advance.
In terms of getting people talking about it, we're talking about it right now, but also in terms of the response it's gotten from Team Pacquiao, it may be working. It may be at least getting under their skin. So we have a video here of Manny Pacquiao's response to this whole situation.
Manny, by chance, did you see what Floyd said? I think he might saying that he feels it's an exhibition and not a real fight.
Is that what's his feeling? But he signed a real fight.
So it's for sure.
Yes, the contract that we signed is a real fight.
Real fight, okay. Yeah, because I know he said
I want to fight an exhibition.
No exhibition. It's either real fight or nothing.
Yeah, it's a real fight.
Yeah. The Sphere still in Las Vegas?
That's the contract that he signed. I mean.
Yeah. Okay, so it's still happening then.
He has to remember that.
How do you not like Manny Pacquiao, man? His response is like, no, he signed for a real fight. This is a real fight. I wouldn't do an exhibition. And that was actually brought up to the CEO of Manny Pacquiao Promotions. Matthew, would you guys be interested in an exhibition at some point? He said, no, we're not. We want a real fight. Manny wants a real fight, which doesn't surprise me at all. Manny just fought a 12-rounder against a young 30-year-old world champion almost a year ago. So he obviously wants a real fight, especially with Floyd Mayweather, because he has a chance.
Financial analysts argue that the numbers may not be as consistent as Floyd's public image would suggest. Although his reported career earnings have surpassed $1 billion, they believe his level of spending remains exceptionally high. They point to expenses such as owning multiple luxury Bugatti cars, reports claiming his daily grooming costs can approach $1,000, and a travel routine in which members of his entourage are said to use separate private jets. According to those observers, all of these costs contribute to what they describe as a potentially difficult spending pattern to maintain.
Across social media, there are rumors and stories coming out about Floyd Mayweather, him auctioning off property, him being in bankruptcy, him being out of money, and that's why he's going to fight Mike Tyson. Saw this incredible tweet where a guy listed all the things Floyd Mayweather wasted money on while living in Las Vegas and just living for the culture. That's what Floyd Mayweather is an example of. The stupidity of living for the culture and trying to be relatable and trying to be this incredible icon or example of, look how much money I've made. He's blown it all, and now at 49 years old, he's got to go back into the boxing ring and continue to fight because he's in a lot of debt.
My ass kicked to collect $200. What do you think? I could use a good ass kick, and I'll be very honest with you.
And this is what I was trying to make the point to Cam Newton about. This whole, I'm doing it for the culture. What has doing it for the culture ever gotten anyone? Venereal disease?
I think it's a venereal disease.
Bunch of baby mamas?
Kevin Jr., Kevin, you are the father!
Criminal rap sheet?
They won't let me out, no.
And this is why I say, don't be relatable, don't live for the culture. Rather than trying to be relatable, why not try to be helpful? That's what men are supposed to do. Let someone like Michael Jordan take an example.
Many observers believe Floyd has recently faced an increasing number of legal and financial challenges. Among the issues frequently mentioned are reports of a $300 million lawsuit connected to Showtime, along with speculation surrounding possible foreclosure concerns involving properties in Las Vegas and Los Angeles. At the same time, there have been reports that luxury watches and high-end vehicles are being sold, a pace that some critics view as a form of forced asset liquidation. They argue that when someone's public identity is closely tied to displays of wealth, any decline in income can quickly affect that reputation. From that perspective, Floyd's growing involvement in exhibition fights is viewed as an effort to ease financial pressure, while the reported Netflix agreement was originally seen as an important financial safeguard. However, critics believe that trying to change the deal into an exhibition may have ultimately weakened his position during negotiations.
Hey, why don't we stop there and see what Mayweather and Pacquiao are doing right now? I think you are dramatically overestimating what the size of the audience is going to be. Sure, it'll be 7 figures because anything on Netflix is 7 figures because it has 270 million subscribers worldwide. It will be 7 figures, but it won't sniff the kind of numbers that those other fights did. And that's a problem, I think, for Netflix. Netflix is in the big number business. They're in the event business. I think if you take away the carrot of this being a real fight, that is going to diminish this fight considerably in the eyes of a lot of people, man.
The only carrot here is the fact that Netflix is on board. And if you have a Netflix subscription, you're going to get to watch this for free. My neighbors, my elder league neighbors, they're the ones that actually told me about Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. when it happened. They were into that fight. They bought that pay-per-view. You think they're not going to watch the fight if it's free on Netflix with 2 familiar names? It's going to be a mega success, but it's going to be a terrible fight. It's going to be 2 geriatric has-been old greats that are just doing it for the money, and we're just watching for the intrigue. That's it.
I would say this. This is just my opinion. I don't think Netflix knew that Mayweather was going to say that. I think they went into this fight with the belief that it was going to be a real fight. That's what I think. And will this change their opinion of it? I don't know. But I think it definitely diminishes the size of the audience when this fight ultimately happens. However that's measured, it's going to do 3. Like, look, the Taylor Serrano fight did what, like 5 million views? Like, that's an incredible number generally. But Netflix looks at a number like that and goes like, that's not really for us because we can put anything on there and do 5 million views. Anything. They could put a replay of Mora Manfredo on there. It would do 1 million views.
You know what? I've been waiting for the Netflix.
And we're off.
Contender season 1. Come on, Netflix. Contender season 1.
Season 1. Let's go.
Some people within boxing circles believe the situation looks more like a financial strategy than a normal fight agreement. According to that theory, Floyd first signs a professional contract to secure a substantial advance payment, then later uses his influence to steer the event toward exhibition rules after promoters have already invested too much to withdraw. Critics say similar disagreements have surrounded several of his previous exhibition events, including the Logan Paul bout and other overseas appearances, and they view those situations as examples of the same approach. If Netflix and the event promoters refuse to accept any changes and the fight ultimately falls apart, Floyd could face legal claims from multiple parties, including Pacquiao's team over an alleged breach of contract and Netflix over claims of misrepresentation, with the legal issues already linked to him.
Addresses, son. Like, would I have cared if this was an exhibition versus a pro fight? No, I wouldn't have. Both guys are getting in there. They're around the same weight. Does it really matter if it goes on someone's record? Not to me, because this fight doesn't really mean a lot to me. Pro or exhibition. But if it's a pro fight, it does add a little something to it. It adds something a little bit sweeter to the pot because Floyd could potentially lose his O, and that's his whole identity, right? So, yeah. This is, I think, going to get way worse before it gets better. I'm thinking this fight's not going to happen, y'all. Which, again, who cares? Honestly, like, is this going to take anything away from us? No. But the court battle that ensues will be cinema. Because I don't know how Floyd thinks he's going to get away with breaching his contract, taking a cash advance on a fight that is probably not going to happen if he keeps saying it's an exhibition, or if he doesn't want to do a pro fight. Yeah, I don't think it's going to work out, man. As far as the fight itself was concerned, Manny has looked better more recent, but I don't know how it would have gone. But I mean, they're saying the fight's still on.
Floyd Mayweather's reputation as the face of wealth in boxing is now facing growing scrutiny. Many believe he finds himself caught between a professional agreement he is unwilling to fulfill and financial pressures that leave him with few options. The biggest question now is whether Floyd is using Netflix and Manny Pacquiao in pursuit of one last massive payday. That brings us to the end of today's video. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an upcoming upload. Also, share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.